Welcome back, my dear children. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. What we discussed in the previous class, do you remember? Yes, we began a new lesson. That's a story titled as Polya. Who is the author? You are right. Mikhail Sorchenko is the author of the story Polya. In the previous class, we discussed the first part of the story Polya. Today, we will discuss the rest of it. So, all of you take your English text and take page number 94. Polya looked at the envelope, took out the letter, and unfolded it. But since she was illiterate, how could she read it? For the first time in her life, Polya was sorry that she had not learned how to read and write. Even though it is somebody else's letter, she thought, I have got to know what is in it. Maybe it will change my whole life. Maybe Ivan loves another woman. Maybe I'll have to go back to the country and work as a peasant. Polya started to cry and began thinking about how Ivan seemed to have changed lately. He seemed to be taking more care of his mustache and his clothes. Polya sat looking at the letter. She kept crying and sniffing, but she could not read it at all. To show it to someone else would be unthinkable. Polya hid the letter in her cupboard, finished sewing the jacket, and waited for Ivan to come home. When he returned, Polya did not let him know that anything had happened. On the contrary, in a calm and even voice, she told her husband that she had nothing against doing a little studying and that she was fed up with being an ignorant, illiterate peasant. Ivan Nikolaevich was overjoyed to hear it. That's just fine, he said. I myself will teach you how to read and write. All right, go ahead, said Polya as she stared fixedly at Ivan's clipped little moustache. For 2 silent months, Polya studied every day. She patiently put together the words, learned to form the letters, and memorized sentences. Every evening, she took the treasured letter out of the cupboard and tried to find out its secret meaning. But it was no easy job. It was the third month before Polya learned how to read. One morning, when Ivan Nikolaevich had gone off to work, Polya took the letter out of the cupboard and started reading it. It was hard for her to understand the small handwriting, but the slight scent of perfume from the paper pushed her on. The letter was addressed to Ivan Nikolaevich. Dear friend, I am sending you the book I promised. I think that your wife should be able to learn how to read in 2 or 3 months. Promise me, old boy, that you will make her do it. Explain to her, make her feel how disgusting it is to be an illiterate woman. Make sure you don't forget to teach her to read and write, Ivan Nikolaevich. With greetings, Maria. Polya read this letter through twice. Then, pressing her lips together sadly and feeling somehow secretly insulted, she burst into tears. Now, let's go through some new words and their meanings. Unfolded means spread flat. Sniff, to draw air in through the nose in a way that makes a sound. Fed up, bored. Ignorant, lacking knowledge. Overjoyed, extremely happy. Disgusting means unpleasant or unacceptable. Hope you all understood the meanings of the difficult words. Now I'll give you a summary. Polya felt sad that she couldn't read that letter which she got from the pocket of the jacket. She started crying. Polya hid the letter in her cupboard and waited for Ivan to come. In the evening, when Ivan Nikolaevich returned, Polya did not ask anything about the letter. On the contrary, she told her husband that she wanted to study. Ivan was very happy to hear this. He also promised her that he himself will teach Polya to read and write. For 2 months, Polya studied every day. Polya worked very hard each day to learn. Every evening, she took the letter out of the cupboard and tried to find its meaning. But it was not an easy task. It was the third month and Polya learned how to read. One morning, Ivan went to work. Polya took the letter out of the cupboard and started reading it. The handwriting was so small and it was hard to understand it. The letter was addressed to Ivan Nikolaevich. The letter was written by Maria. In the letter, Maria asked Ivan to teach Polya to read and write. Maria also asked Ivan to make Polya feel how unpleasant it is to be an illiterate woman. Polya read the letter twice. She felt sad and started crying. Illiteracy is always a curse. It is very important for every human being to be literate. Hope you all understood and enjoyed this story. Am I right? All of you read this story very well, and we will discuss the important activities based on the story in the next class. So all of you try to do the activities given in the textbook. Thank you all.